Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Nigeria's agricultural sector is on the cusp of a seismic shift, courtesy of a visionary Nigerian billionaire who is redefining the nation's farming narrative. The launch of the trailblazing made in Port Harcourt tractors, proudly manufactured by the indigenous entrepreneur, is set to unleash a new wave of economic growth, food security and rural empowerment. As these sleek, locally assembled machines begin to roll off the production line, they embody the perfect synergy of innovation, patriotism and philanthropy, a testament to the transformative power of homegrown ingenuity and entrepreneurial spirit. Industry experts have said that two types of fraud are running and ruining Nigeria's agri-mechanization sector. The first is the dumping of tractors from different continents that do not last long in Africa. Waves of such tractors lie waste in many farms across Nigeria's farm zones. Their parts are hard to come by, and their maintenance suck back everything that was gained from cheap purchase cost. The marketers and government agents that made the deals walk away with fortunes, while the agri fortunes dies right there. The next is the supply of low-grade tractors of between 30 to 40 horsepower in the name of 60 horsepower. When it is time to till the farm soil, they find that the tractors can pull the implements such as tillers and plows. The suppliers will give one excuse or the other until the large-scale farmers or government agencies are frustrated and walk away. All this seems to have come to an end, except for state government and agencies plus individuals that still want to swim in sorrow and loss. The solution was found by a Rivers State son who schooled far away in the northern part of Nigeria and returned with a zeal for agri-mechanization and tractorization. He is Ibifere Bob Manuel, president of the Rivers Entrepreneurs and Investors Forum, who is now the founder of Africa's most reliable tractor series, Bobtrac Tractor Limited. The made in Port Harcourt tractors are said to have wiped off two treacheries in the tractor market. The Bobtrac tractors, which have been endorsed in Ghana, Rwanda, Kenya, and made waves by selling out in China, have been found to stand the climatic conditions in Africa, as well as have the capacity to pull any kind of implement to give the buyer exact value for money spent. Explaining the technical aspects, the entrepreneur Bob Manuel said if you till a farm with a 30 or 40 horsepower tractor to haul a 100 horsepower equipment, it won't deliver at the right value, so you must fit in a 40 horsepower for a 40 horsepower equipment, a 100 horsepower for a 100 horsepower equipment. The Rivers State entrepreneur also noted that people do all manner of crookery in tractor importation. They import engines of about 30 to 40 horsepower but sell them as a 60 horsepower. They then give you 100 horsepower equipment to mount on it. Soon it breaks down. They do upgrading to compete in the market. According to him, most dealers cut corners. They comb Europe and America and bring what is known as farmhouse tractors. These are used to till farms that have been tilled for over 200 years and are used as farmhouse tractor. You dare not apply them in Africa. It is on this note that he has decided to develop the indigenous tractor firm. It is also on this note that the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure (NASENI) has announced a strategic collaboration with the Nasarawa state government and Bobtrac Tractors, a division of St. Bob Motors Limited, to kickstart tractor manufacturing and assembly in northern Nigeria. In a recent statement, NASENI revealed plans to utilize the resources at its Agricultural Machinery and Equipment Development Institute in Lafia, Nasarawa State, for the assembling and manufacturing of tractors. The government agency also highlighted the project goals of generating wealth and employment opportunities for Nigerian youth, aligning with the government's focus on food security and mechanized farming. NASENI expressed its readiness to collaborating, noting that the company is prepared to partner with Bob Tractors and finalize the Memorandum of Understanding so they can swiftly commence action in the coming weeks. Major stakeholders have applauded NASENI, stating that it is a national asset, particularly recognizing the agency's National Tractor Recovery Program aimed at refurbishing 55,000 tractors for nationwide mechanized farming. In response, the governor of Nasarawa State voiced full support for NASENI's initiative to promote locally made products, emphasizing the government role in facilitating a conducive environment for business growth. Prior to this meeting, the Nasarawa State government entered into a Memorandum of Understanding with Bobtrac Tractors Limited to establish a tractor assembly plant in the state. The signing ceremony took place in Abuja with the state governor in attendance with other senior officials and stakeholders from the state and firm. According to the stakeholders, the partnership aims to enable the company make use of the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure (NASENI's) facility in Lafia to assemble tractors, provide affordable and high-quality tractors to farmers in the state, enhance agricultural productivity and mechanization, as well as create jobs and stimulate economic growth in the state, amongst others. The governor of Nasarawa State was quoted in the release as describing the event as an epochal chapter in the government's effort to woo investors into Nasarawa State, uplift the agricultural sector and promote economic advancement. He also went ahead to express his pleasure at the collaboration, noting that it is in line with his administration's agricultural development program and plans to make Nasarawa a leading agricultural center in Nigeria. The government of Nasarawa State made the agreement between Bob Track and NASENI possible. It includes that the tractor company will use NASENI's facility in Lafia while assembling tractors as earlier stated. The first assembled tractors were rolled out within 120 days after the signing of the agreement. The CEO of Bob Track Tractors warned authorities in Nigeria that the country cannot launch agric mechanization scheme with foreign tractors. According to him, he noted that agric is very big and specific. Bob Track see agric as a service to the fatherland because every item it produces comes with solution mandate to a problem in Africa. Questions were also raised about the whereabouts of other tractors that were being imported by governments in their thousands. It is even sad to say that Nigeria went as far as UK, US, India and Pakistan to buy tractors, but they don't work. According to him, in Africa, the soil is very hard. This is because they have not been tilled for several centuries. It is now we are tilling soils in Africa. In other continents, the farms have been under tilling for over 200 years, whereas our farms are still like in the medieval era, which is why Bob Tractors is looking at producing machineries with indigenous calibrations in order to surmount these problems. And in order to do so successfully, Bob Track went ahead to partner with NASENI, a government agency that has a mission to create an enabling knowledge-driven environment for local mass production of standard parts, goods and services required for the nation's technological advancements. NASENI's mandate is said to be specifically in the area of capital goods research, production and reverse engineering with respect to engineering materials, notably iron, steel, non-ferrous metals and alloys, plastic, glass, ceramics, polymer, electronics and nanotechnology, including other broad areas. The tripartite partnership between Bob Track, NASENI and the Nasarawa state government is wholly for the promotion of mechanized farming, and the indigenous company Bob Track is wholly for agric manufacturing. This implies that they will be going into the manufacturing of bulk tractors and implements such as tractors, the harrow, plows, the harvesters, buckets, the planters, tillers, fertilizer sprayers and major spare parts. To be candid, Nigeria's greatest potential is in agriculture. If Nigeria gets it right in the agricultural sector, they will get it right in other things. Farmers currently are spending huge sums to produce food. The earlier the government identifies serious companies that are ready to invest in agriculture, the better. However, for NASENI, a federal government agency, to deal with Bob Track, an indigenous tractor manufacturing company, it is becoming evident that the federal government has some interest in looking for genuine solution to the food security threat. To be clear, I think the partnership with NASENI is a right step in the right direction. Hopefully, other indigenous investors will come up with their own innovations that will help solve indigenous problems across the country. Guys, do well to drop your honest comment. Tell us what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you.